Hello, my name is Becca. I am the Senior Product Designer for Security Insights, and today wanted to record a video, quick overview of where we are going with the security dashboard. This is a design prototype, but our engineering team is starting work on this. We've met with a number of customers and are continuing to meet with customers. So please, if you're watching this and have a customer or are a customer and have any feedback on this, let us know. So when we're talking about the dashboard, we're looking at two primary goals here. One is help me, the application security engineer or developer, understand what's on fire and where I can have the most impact in managing the risk of my applications. And two is reporting. So to my CEO, CTO, CISO, AppSec team lead, depending on the organization size, leadership is going to be different. But essentially, I want to let them know how we're doing, how our mitigating risk in our applications, how are we doing at that? Are we succeeding? Are we falling behind? Do we need to allocate more resources towards this, et cetera? So there's two page level filters that we're looking at here. One is report type. So keep in mind that I can scope this down to only SAST or only dependency scanning. Also, business context is something else that we will be introducing. But the idea here is that I'm outside of a project or group constraint. I'm looking at all applications that are relevant for me, regardless of how they're grouped or how they might be, how the projects are grouped. So I should be able to, see a group or an application and then the projects within it. I can remove a project from view. I can apply all projects, but just know that is something else that we're looking at, being able to go outside of the group constraints that we currently have. So let's say that we are looking at all relevant applications that I'm responsible, the AppSec engineer, am responsible for mitigating risk on. I can see my number of open vulnerabilities. So these are vulnerabilities in a needs triage or confirm state at the top here. I can click view and go to the vulnerability report if I only want to see these 45 criticals. So keep that in mind as well, that anything that we're looking at here, there is a workflow where you can dig in and only see those particular vulnerabilities on the vulnerability report. So the filters will be applied there. So it's scoped to what you're seeing here on the dashboard. Risk score is something that we will be introducing, and this looks at things like business impact of all of the projects in scope, code visibility, exposure, et cetera. So this is something our awesome vulnerability research team is coming up with that will give us this comprehensive risk score. So that's at a glance, how are we doing? If I'm uncomfortable with this number, I can also view it by project. I may not be able to see all of the projects in this business context. There may be 50 or 100 or hundreds of them. And so what we're looking at here is just the top offenders. Where do I need to start digging in? So I can see projects A through D in this example are the highest, have the highest risk scores. And so I can go up to business context and then maybe only look at those. So I can start my remediation that way. Jumping over to vulnerability trends, this is something that we currently have on the project level security dashboard. And so this is all vulnerabilities broken down by by severity. You can adjust the time window here. It can show the last couple of days, the last 3 months. I can scope a lot of these panels down to severity as well. So if we want to look at the report type, by default, this is showing all vulnerabilities, total counts of all vulnerabilities, regardless of severity, across the different scanners. So I can see if there was a spike in secret detection and start digging in there. If I only care about criticals, I can come in here and just set this to critical. Same thing with project. I can see the all the vulnerabilities, whether there was a spike or a dip in total vulnerability counts. Then going over to top 10 CWEs, this shows me where the highest number of CWEs are being detected across my applications. So this would let me do developer training to prevent this type of vulnerability getting detected in the first place. And same thing again, we can view this by project. So we can see vulnerability types and how common they are across projects. Vulnerabilities by age. Eventually, we want to introduce an SLA or SLO so each company can see where vulnerabilities are going outside of those SLAs or SLOs. But initially, we are going to show a breakdown by severity. So let's say that there is a policy at my company. All critical vulnerabilities have to be triaged under 14 days. I can easily see here that there are 45 criticals that are 15 days or older, or 15 to 30 days specifically here. So I'd be able to click into that number, go to the vulnerability report, and see those 45 criticals and address those immediately. Same thing with the report type here. I can see the breakdown by age and then project as well. And then moving on to trends by status. This is looking at kind of burn down rate. So how is the team doing? Are we staying ahead of the vulnerabilities coming in? Are we closing them faster than they can be opened? If not, we might have to hire more security engineers, do more security training. But this gives us at a glance, how is the team performing? Are we closing more vulnerabilities than we're opening? And then finally, report type coverage is going to look at what's enabled across all of these projects that I've scoped. We would like to also have the ability to easily and quickly view where a scanner is not enabled and out of compliance, so really should be enabled. In addition, we're going to be introducing this concept of not applicable. So if a project doesn't use containers, then container scanning is kind of irrelevant to have in that project. But let's say that we have dependency scanning. I can see that it's not enabled and out of compliance. I can easily jump over into what those two projects are. That's going to take me to the security asset inventory, which is another team is working on. But they will build this and then will let me see, okay, dependency scanning is out of compliance. I know I need to go into these two projects and get it enabled. So that is the security dashboard refresh that we've been working on at a glance. There are other requests that we've heard, OWASP top 10, breakdown by vulnerabilities across languages. And so we've identified a number of important metrics to include here, and we want to make this flexible and scalable. So whatever data is available, our customers can create their own panels. So that's something that we're looking at as well. And so this is really just kind of like the MVC version. There's a lot of new concepts in here that need to be built out, but we're definitely going to be collecting feedback continuously as we go. So reach out to Security Insights and let me know if you have any questions or if you have any unique use cases that we should keep in mind. Thanks.